I'm going to talk about everything I can about every single character that doesn't count as a spoiler, because I need people to know more about these characters, because this is going to go by very slow. So I'm going to share stuff that will not be important later on, but some of it will be shown later on. Pride Flag is the host. They have 3 roommates, which are all, not all of them. There's one that's the disability flag. There's one that's the autism symbol, which is the infinity sign, because that one is better than the puzzle piece, and the puzzle piece is apparently really bad. But I wasn't planning on using that one. I like the infinity more anyway. And then there's the ADHD, which is the butterfly, which I think is cool, and I'm making them be able to fly. And then there's the depression or something, and then I made it the semicolon because, yeah, I feel like that was the best idea for them. And anyway, back to Pride Flag and not talking about their roommates. Also, they're best friends. Actually, they're also best friends, and they're all arrow ace, but they like the idea of dating. So sometimes they just date each other for fun. They don't have anything to worry about for that. And they can shapeshift. Pride Flag can shapeshift, and they like being this one. This one, the one they are, is the choice they've decided to make, because everybody can recognize them as this. They can be literally any other flag. They can be the disability flag, but they know one, so they think it would be weird to look like them. But they can be a country flag. Like they could be American, go into somewhere that stuff is not accepted, and be like, "Hey guys, what's up? I'm definitely American and not Canadian." Okay, yeah, everybody in this show's Canadian. Except for Button. Button's Russian. And now I'm going to talk about Button. So, Button is a system, like a DID system. And they have a few alters. I don't think I have that many planned for them now. I might end up giving them more in the future. But, yeah. And I might talk about their trauma on that, but maybe not, because it can be extremely sensitive for what I decided to give them. I gave them this like a year ago. So, oh god, Button's that old? They're like one of the newest characters. Oh, dear god. Anyway, they're agender, and yeah, because you can't really see the flag very well on them. They're agender. I think they use they, them, we, us, because they refer to themselves as we and us sometimes, because they like to include everybody. They never say I, unless they're talking about them specifically only. If they're talking about just something that they went and did, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, we went to go to Canada's Wonderland, for example," and because, like, you know, it might have not been them fronting the whole time. You don't know that. You're not gonna ask about that, because, you know, why not? I actually voice Button. I'm gonna give them like a cool voice, and also all the alters have different voices and different appearances. Like, I don't remember what I gave Button. I think I gave Button, like, a higher voice, like, up here. I think I gave them a higher voice up here. And then when it's Hartley fronting, it goes down here. Because she's more rested. And she wants to talk in a deeper voice anyway. It's like mine. It's like me with mine. Oh, my goodness. Whoa, I didn't get that idea from that. What? Now I'm going to talk about my all-time favorite character, Glass. Now, the reason I like her the most is because, number one, she's the easiest character to draw. And I didn't have to change her asset. I can't change her asset. It's really hard to actually redraw it in my style. So, yeah, and I also like how she's transparent. So I have to draw the entire thing. Like, I don't just draw a line for the arm like I do for the stoplights whenever there's an arm behind them, or, like, when there's somebody else behind them. I don't have to just draw half of their face. I have to draw their entire face, or their entire head, or their entire foot, or their entire leg, because I gotta add attention to detail, you know? And I really like Glass. I'm not sure what else there is to say. So she does have a lot of lore to her because of that, but it's not going to be a Jax situation here. There's going to be a lot of focus on other characters, but there is going to be an episode where Glass is going to have to disappear for the entire episode, and I don't want anybody to worry about that, okay? You're not going to find out why she's gone, though, because that is a humongous spoiler. That is the biggest spoiler in my life, okay? My friend tried to spoil it on my TikTok account, but, yeah, we were never friends, actually. We weren't friends. He turned out to be a really bad person. Okay, Battery, it's time for Battery. My partner actually voice acts Battery, and, they are 16. Yeah, they're 16. The youngest character in the show, and I don't know much, actually, about their personality and stuff. They're more of like a silly, quirky teenager, but they're not like Disney quirky, you know? They're not adorable. They're really silly. They're like, everything that they joke about and they do is like genuine. And she's actually a really nice person. She looks out for others. She makes sure that everybody is okay when they're not. And she tries to lighten up the mood every time. She wants to make sure people are happy when they're talking about something that upsets them. So she she doesn't know much about cheering people up, because I don't, so I won't know how to write about that. But she'll do what I do, and she'll listen, she'll make sure it's okay that she says jokes to cheer them up, and if she can't, she'll sit there and she'll listen and make sure that they feel better after. If they need to cry, she'll hug them and let them cry, unless they don't want to be touched, because then she just won't touch them at all, which is what Glass is like. Glass doesn't like being touched at all. I'm not saying there's going to be a scene where Glass needs to cry about something. Alright, Eraser time. So Eraser is just broken. Its pronouns. I'm gonna accidentally refer to them as they sometimes, because I don't talk about Eraser often, so I'm just not really used to using it anyway. And it has a twin sister named Rubber. I wanted to name her something else, but I couldn't. I didn't have any ideas. And its twin sister is very bad. They're like homophobic and stuff. She's like, oh my god, guys, my brother Eraser is so terrible. I hate him so much. And then her roommates or friends or whatever is gonna be like, isn't it that one sibling who's like on that show? That's not your brother. That's a sibling. It's not your brother, actually. So maybe refer to it as that, you know? Because it's actually really rude to not, you know? You gotta respect, even if you don't support, you gotta respect. You don't have to support. Anyway. Anyway, sorry if I, talk too much or anything. I kind of, like, woke up an hour ago. And it can't see out of one of their eyes, obviously, because it doesn't have two eyes. It has one. And I was thinking about giving them one leg because... one leg because, it has a bit broken there. But, yeah. Also, you guys should thank me for giving them this design instead, because if not, it was going to look like this. And I'm not proud of that at all. It's disgusting, and I hate it. And this design's actually way easier to draw now. Okay, Wallet's turn. Okay, so Wallet is a father of two girls. There's, let me try to remember their names. I think Percy was the mom. And then there's Reese. And then I don't remember. I don't actually remember all of them. Reese is the older sister. Yeah, Percy is the mom, because she's a purse. And then there's, like, another one that starts with P, I think. Maybe C. I think it's Chloe. I don't remember. And he's straight, but he's, like, the biggest ally anyone can think of. Like, I've made him in a Roblox avatar, and there's this bracelet he has on that's, like, pink that his oldest daughter made for him. And if I were to add that, if he were to have been given something like that, yeah, he would wear it or keep it with him at all times. And I think it was my best friend who actually voice acts him that suggested that he should have a photo of his family inside of him, which I think would be adorable, because, like, you know, objectual characters can, like, if they can open up, they do open up sometimes, like Book, for example, or Box. I think Box does open herself up, I believe, at some point. And he would defend people if they were getting, like, yelled at for being themselves. Like, if somebody was threatening to hurt somebody who had, like, a fursuit mask on, or, like, the head or something, he would go over, defend them, and be like, they're not hurting anybody. What are you doing? They're just having fun. They're dressing up because they want to dress up. They're not hurting anybody. Because, you know, they're not. Now, I'm going to talk about these two at the same time. So, Confetti is my partner's character. They created them as a self-insert because, well, it's going to be revealed at the end of the first episode anyway. Confetti likes pencil. They have a crush on pencil because my friend, I'm friends with my partner. My partner is a pencil Yumi shipper. Like, as soon as they saw them, they were like, that's my husband. So, yeah, they're both 17. Pencil is either straight or heteroflexible or something. I don't freaking know. I'm not going to reveal if they end up dating Confetti in the future, because I want people to believe that they will, but then other people to yell at people saying, oh, no, they won't. Kind of like the, Firepound situation, where everybody kept being like, they're not actually going to be canon. No, trust, they're going to be canon. They're not actually going to be canon, when they ended up being canon. So I want people to do similar to that. And, like, people to yell at people being like, it's not going to be canon. People are also going to be like, but it is going to be canon. And I think it'd be really funny to show that one half of that argument is correct at the end. Not the end of this show, obviously. Confetti will end up confessing. but I'm not going to say what happens. It's a big chance that he says no because he already has a crush on Pencil from BFDI. The stoplights. I actually really like their character, and I wanted to do a 3 or 2 in 1 character. And this was one of the first characters I did. Most of the characters were recommended to me. Like, for example, Ripped Paper, who's not in the show anymore, replaced by Phone, because Ripped Paper was going to be one of those twinky little quirky characters. But we already have one of those. That's Pencil. Pencil's a twinky little quirky character, so we don't want to. And I didn't want him to get hated for being one of those characters. And so I forgot what I was gonna say. God damn it. Red Light and Yellow Light they never were going to be both originally guys, but technically they were born 2 guys. But Yellow Light then transitions to a woman, and even though Red Light hates her, he's not a transphobe. So now he's like, I fucking hate my sister. Oh my god, she's so annoying. That's what he's like. And Green Light is just there. Like, they're all airways, because they're not comfortable with the thought of dating, and they don't get the feeling, and they don't feel comfortable doing anything because of their sibling. So they don't feel any of those things, and they don't want any of those things as well. That's kind of a bit of an explanation for why I made them that. And Green Light is intersex because they're the legs. Like, they don't have genitals, but, like, if they were to, that's why, you know? And also, this is an R&D situation. You can't split them up, okay? It can be seen as, like, ableist, I believe. But I did think before that I should have an episode where, like, people vote for one of the triplets to get eliminated, and then the other 2 were like, what the heck? We didn't do anything. Can we at least still compete in the show? And then Pride Flag is like, well, yeah, but, well, you see, that person can't compete anymore. Which, I mean, if they were to get eliminated, I'd assume it'd be Red Light's fault that they get eliminated. And then Pride would be like, you know what? Let me just, like, and then she snaps her fingers, and then they're, like, split into 3 people. And they look like buttons, but they're not. They're lights. Which I think would be a cool idea, because, like, they can be split up like that sometimes. But I don't want to get called ableist, because I think it's a cool idea. But I'm not going to break up conjoined twiplets. Yeah, twiplets. I'm not going to break up conjoined triplets, because I think an idea is cool, because I can get canceled for that, I think. But what I can do instead is make it so that Pride Flag is like, oh, yeah, sure, we'll, like, do this. And then, like, chain up his arms, because I'm going to assume it'd be Red Light. Chain up his arms, like, not really chains, like, handcuff them. Or make him fall asleep and just doesn't wake up until after the competitions are over, you know? I don't know, it's a stupid idea. There isn't much going on with Can of Beans. There's a little bit, though. They're kind of like a taco thing, like, from an Animate Insanity. They're kind of like taco, where they have arms, but it's optional. And, she, like, when she takes out her robotic arm, she seems to get a bit smarter, because normally she's just one of those little stupid characters, because, you know, why not? It's funny. And if she takes out her arm, she gets, like, smarter, and she knows more. For some reason, she's more aware of her surroundings. Like, she knows she exists when she has arms. And, my real life friend, Bean, actually voice acts her and suggested that I add a Bean character, and I was going to have her just be a singular bean, but I didn't want to have to draw that, so I made a can of beans instead. And the reason why her asset looks terrible is because I thought it'd be funny to keep the old style as the asset, because why not, you know? It's cool, it's funny. And yeah, that's literally it. There's not much to her character. She's just supposed to be kind of like a joke, but kind of not at the same time. Newspaper is a really rude character. Nobody should like her. She's like, I guess she's gonna be like a mix of Silver Spoon and Pencil, I guess. Like, rude comments, excluding people, yada yada yada, most of that. Like I don't have good examples or anything, but that's basically what she's gonna be like. And she's a she-they, obviously. She's a demigirl, you know, because she is one of the first characters, and I do like her the least, but I mean, she's still a cool character. She does have a lot of stuff going on with her. With her? Sorry, I don't know what happened to me there. Sorry, I'm trying to think of stuff on the spot. And she does end up liking somebody in the show. I just realized I should have talked about Button's alters. Whatever. And, oh, right, I should say their last names as well. Newspaper's name is Newspaper Press. The Stoplight's last name is Lights. Yeah, their name is Light, actually. Red light, yellow light, green light. They're the lights. They're the stoplights. Anyway. Pride Flag doesn't have a last name. They're not technically a real person. I mean, technically they are. They're not a person. They're like a different species. It's like Algebralians. Except she's not an Algebralian. Anyway, I should talk about Newspaper. I actually don't have anything else to say about Newspaper. Yeah, anyway, also, if you can look closer here in this image, she's, like, shaking a bit, like, left and right. She's swaying left and right. She's, like, in the middle of that right now. I'm just going to talk about these three in, like, the same recording, because, you know, like, I can and stuff. Anyway, Deck of Cards has basically no lore. They just exist. Their job is to be there as a character. They're more of a background character. They rarely have lines, and yeah, they don't have much. They are aromantic because, you know, they're like me. They don't feel the attraction, or at least don't think they do. And phone, I don't remember what pride flag that is, but that is a flag for something. I don't remember. I'm just gonna put it on the screen for you to read as I'm talking. You can pause it. I don't care enough to pause for a few seconds. Phone is a replacement for Rip Paper as Dictionary's friend. They were built for Dictionary. I didn't get an idea from anything. And they were built to be Dictionary's friend because nobody else wanted to listen because Dictionary is annoying. And he just listens. And he gets Dictionary but also doesn't. He tells Dictionary the obvious when Dictionary doesn't understand. And yeah. And Dictionary, aromantic and gay, because romantic and sexual is different, you know? The romantic attraction is 0 to none. No, not 0 to none. Something 0 to none is a saying. What does that saying even mean? Is it 0 to none? Is it? I don't actually know. He basically has no attraction romantically, but he does have sexual attraction to men. He likes men a lot. And yeah, that's basically, he's like annoying, I guess. He's like the kind of character, I guess he can be like brainy, I think. No, maybe chocolate bar more. Yeah, more chocolate bar than brainy. Maybe a bit of a mix. I don't know. I haven't watched Object Cringe in a while. But yeah, that's basically what these three are like. I almost missed baseball and ornament. Okay. Baseball is also a straight ally. That's why they're on the... I didn't even realize that's why they're on the rope. They're the straight people and they're on the rope. Oh my goodness. What does that mean? I don't know. I just thought that the armless people could go on a rope. Because there wasn't any more room for them. And I always forget those two. Because they don't have much lore and stuff. Anyway, baseball is kind of there. I just realized that looks like the hetero-flexible flag. She's a straight ally, okay? There wasn't enough for the triangle I can put in there. And she's 22. And I didn't say the ages for the rest. I think she's 23. 22 or 23, I don't remember. She's basically like Ragatha. She's kind and caring. She's like the mother of the group. She has some issues, but I don't have those issues down. I don't know what issues she has. I just know she has them, you know? Damn, this video is almost half an hour long. Anyway, this is Ornament, and they are kind of broken. He uses he, she pronouns, which I found out a week after making this photo that it is actually called bigender, but I'm too lazy to fix it, so they're pangender until I end up making another one. But yeah, he's bisexual and asexual as well. She likes men and women, doesn't feel sexual attraction. That's what those mean, basically. He's okay. He will date non-binary people as well. He just has less attraction to those. I don't understand how that would work. He feels more attraction to men, I guess, more than women, but that's just because he gets closer with men. But yeah, I don't know how to explain any of this stuff. The complicatedness. Anyway, that's enough of Ornament, I think. I don't remember. I don't think Ornament has a voice actor, along with like 3 other characters. I don't think Ornament has a voice actor. I know my friend E, I don't want to say their name. I know I did without telling them, like, fire them because they started being really rude to me. We're on better terms now, I think. But, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to put them back because of, I can't say because I don't want to be rude. But, yeah, I just remembered all of their names. So there's Wallet, Percy, Reese, and Claire. I think the youngest daughter's name is Claire. She was born without a second eye. She only has one eye. That's how she was born. That is intentional. I don't want anybody to try and fix it for me because it's on purpose. And I did trace all of their assets because I can't draw handles. They were 3D images, though. Here's Button's system. I think I called them the clicky system. I don't know. I put this image to show all of them. Yellow one is Button, obviously. They're Russian because I wanted to add a character that can speak another language, which I don't know much Russian, but I do know a few words. I do know how to say a few words. Like, I know привет, I know нет, and da. Those are kind of some of the words. I know how to read a little bit more, but those are the words that I know. But I will try and use Google Translate to say some words and, like, make it play over and over again until I can say the word. And the pink one, the lighter pink one on the top, is Hartley, I believe. Yeah, that's Hartley. She uses she, her, I think. And the green one is Clover. Don't remember much about Clover. The next one's Ruby, and then there's Coral, Moon, and Void. Void is the trauma holder. Ruby's the co-host, and Moon is the protector. That's why that's why he's holding Button's leg up to make sure that they don't get hurt, just to show that part, I don't understand what I'm trying to say, but yeah, this is also the old art style here. It's ugly, I know. The limbs are too small, oh my god.